Welcome back to another Seattle Seahawks franchise. Today we're going to be looking at people who have retired. Terrell Suggs, John Kuhn, Darren Sproles, Richie Incognito, Evan Mathis, Steven Jackson, Vince Wilfork. So a bunch of these players will be coming across your screen, as you can see, of the people who have retired. Brandon Browner has retired. Marquise Colston. A bunch of players have retired, and you will be seeing something huge. Eli Manning, remember this. Eli Manning retires. Just wait until you figure out who their next quarterback is. They'll be coming up very soon. We have some huge transactions to make, guys, and I want you to be the centerpiece of them. So let me know. There are several players on the Seattle Seahawks team that have a contract year, and who do you think I should trade them to? Because they are a lot of money, and I don't have any money, as you will be seeing here. I could not sign just about anybody in the free agent offseason. I couldn't sign anyone. I had no money to spend. You can see the funds top right, $170 million, but I had no cap room whatsoever. So with the next coming season, you will be seeing very shortly, Jimmy Graham, Marshawn Lynch, Cam Chancellor, and Michael Bennett are all on contract years. So please let me know what you think I should trade them for and who do you think I should keep. As you may know, Marshawn Lynch is 31 in this game. Should I possibly trade him to a different team for a younger running back and maybe even a less overall decrease? But at the same time, I'm getting a guy that's younger and going to be a little bit longer. But I don't want to trade Marshawn. He's a great running back. I love the Seattle Seahawks and the team. And, most of the players, like you'll be seeing here, I do not re-sign Doug Baldwin. I could not afford him. You'll be seeing that very shortly. Here's the re-signings of the other teams and what they did. Julio Jones got a big fat contract along with Le'Veon Bell. Jeez Louise, man. That's a big amount of money right there to those players, along with Von Miller. Franchise tagged players here. Luke Kuechly is one of them, so he still hasn't gotten his huge, hefty contract he has been looking for, $9.32 million. And then Drew Brees gets a $25 million franchise tag as well. So, as you guys may know, like I just said, we don't have any cap room, so we do not find much of anybody. We ended up trading Kerry Williams because he took about $5.7 million or so of cap, so we ended up trading him. And then we got some draft picks in return. You'll be seeing the draft picks that I've made very shortly as well. So we advance here. We're actually going to show you the re-signing of players. We have negative $100,000. We will see here Luke Wilson, Jordan Hill, John Ryan, Cooper Helfett, Doug Baldwin, Brandon Boykin, Mike Morgan, Thorold Simon, Dion Bailey, Brock Coyle, Tyrod Taylor, and Jesse Williams are the players who are going to be going away. The only player that we signed from this whole entire list, or at least re-signed, is Luke Wilson, and that is it. So that kind of draws me to my next point. Here, who you'll be seeing with Luke Wilson, I signed him to a pretty decent contract here. Got him for low cap but high bonus. I'm not really sure how the contracts work in the NFL. It's so difficult to figure out all the contracts and how they work if they count against cap. Then we don't have any money here to spend for Jordan Hill. He moves on, John Ryan, Cooper Helfett. So we look at the free agents as we look at free agency recap. Star Lotulelei is on the free agency list. Emmanuel Sanders, he is up. There's a few of these players who are picked up. I do end up picking up a few players as well off the free agency list. You'll be seeing the roster very shortly as well, and everything that happened and who is on the roster. Alshon Jeffrey going to the Cardinals. Stephen Gostkowski goes to the Vikings. Foster going to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are trying to up their team a little bit. Eric Fisher, Niall Davis, all these players going to teams so far. The biggest impact that I've seen, it looks like the Panthers are signed a few players. Vernon Davis is going to the Oakland Raiders. Should be good for the Raiders. And here you go. If you remember, Eli Manning retired. Well, Peyton Manning has decided to come out of retirement and is now a New York Giant. With that being said, he will try and lead that team. And he ended up coming out of retirement. He retired last year. I'm shocked that Tom Brady didn't come out of retirement. Cameron Wake is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Chris Long is a Panther. Jordan Hill is an Atlanta Falcon going to Dan Quinn. If he didn't get fired, that's for sure. As in this game, it seems like you have one bad season, then the coach will be fired no matter who you are, or your coach will retire after a perfect season and a 19-0 record. Yes, I'm very salty about that because I love Pete Carroll. Our coach is a great coach, and I wasn't too happy about that. Pierre Garçon goes to the Browns, I believe. Zach Miller, former Seahawk, not of this season. Not sure what team he went to. Christian Michael, you can see, went to the Baltimore Ravens. Kind of like real life. I think he is with the Baltimore Ravens on the practice squad. So those are the free agency signings. We're getting at the very end of this list. And obviously those are the signings for the free agents and whatnot. Chris Ivory, Victor Cruz, you can see there. And that is how that went. Here are our draft picks. We picked up these few players here. The best of our draft was our first pick, and he was actually the second pick of the draft. I'm not sure what we gave up for that second pick, but we probably gave up a lot, if I can recall. Here we are with the depth chart. Russell Wilson, of course, going to be starting once again in our halfback position. Marshawn Lynch, he's a great running back, 84 overall, and it's obviously tough to even think about who we would replace him with. But that is your decision to make. Here is who we'll be running with our receivers. If I plan to pick up a receiver in the future, I'll let you know in the episodes that are coming. So that is pretty much how it is so far. The Seahawks have tons of things to do, and they're going to be very low when it comes to depth. They don't really have a lot of it. If we have an injury, we're not going to be in a good spot to have somebody step up, because we have a lot of players that aren't that high and overall when it comes to the second stringers. But the first overall were great, but the second stringers are not that tremendous. It's going to be tough to figure out who we will indeed have start if there is an injury that is possibly happening. So we will be seeing in the future, guys, and I'm going to be going ahead and showing you the schedule as well as soon as we finish here with the rest of these players that are being showcased on the screen. And that is our depth chart for the season. Here is the schedule. We will be facing the Packers, going against the Texans. We have legit so many primetime games to start out our season. I mean, I think 4 of our first 5 weeks are primetime games. It should be a fun season. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this season. There's obviously a lot of games that are going to be interesting to see, and it's going to be a fun season, and I hope you guys will be happy with the ride that we have. We'll be facing the Rams in primetime and finish with the Cardinals at home. You can see here, this is the last of this episode here in the Seattle Seahawks franchise, the last of the offseason. If you want to see the stats of the first episode, or at least the first of the offseason, you can see that. I should be having a link in the description, or you can look at the playlist. We'll be looking here to see what contracts the players want when it comes to Jimmy Graham, Michael Bennett, and Marshawn Lynch, and Cam Chancellor. They all want huge contracts. Contracts we can't afford by any means. We have the cap room for it, but at the same time, these players are aging and their prime is getting done with, essentially, as they lost some overall over this past offseason. We'll see what we'll have to do in the future, but once again, it's in your hands. I know I've said this a couple times in this video, but it's in your hands. Tell me who you think I should be trading for when it comes to these players. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, a subscribe, and I'm going to be really excited for this next season that is coming up. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode, and hopefully you stay tuned for this next season.